I have scoured the internet to find the worst sushi restaurants in Tokyo. Not only am I going to each of these restaurants, I am challenging myself today to leave a 5-star review at every single location. The only rule being, I can't lie. This journey begins with me Alright, and we're here. It's in my hometown, I didn't really have to go that far. But I'm standing in front of Gunso Sushi, and I'm a little bit trepidatious this time. Last time with ramen, you know, I have a bad meal that's about as bad as it goes. But now, I am risking my overall health and well-being. And this gentleman right here is not making me feel better about it. Everyone was generally rude, arrogant, and threw plates at me. Even though I ordered something that was on the menu, they yelled, "We don't do that here." If that's the case, then please remove it from the menu. I ate marinated mackerel sushi here, and I got anisakis. I really don't want to get parasites, so I think it's best to avoid the marinated mackerel. MRO says, when I ordered from the man making the sushi, he made a very obvious face and gave me no reply. Handed me the sushi without even saying a word. The toppings were small, and there was so much wasabi in it that I choked. When another customer ordered seared salmon belly, he refused. The inside of the restaurant also had a strong sewer-like smell. I will not be going back here again. This third guy left it short and sweet. He says, the attitude is rude, and they don't mind giving you broken sushi. What is broken sushi? How do you break? Now that we've read the reviews, it's time to go inside, although I am a little bit scared. One point in its favor, though, is that this restaurant has been here since I first moved to Shimokitazawa, like over a decade ago. So surely, if it's been able to stand the test of time, the food won't be that bad. Okay, I mean, the prices are pretty reasonable. They have like 127 yen for the bottom plates. Most expensive being 418, 176 for salmon. I mean, that's pretty fair for like being right in front of a sushi, or I mean, a big station, but sorry, my hands are really cold. All right, let's go inside. Upon entering the store, the smell was a little off-putting, but the chef greeted us warmly and gestured us to our seats, and honestly, I was just pretty happy to get out of the cold.
All right, so usually in a lot of sushi restaurants, they have, oh yeah, there they are. They have green tea. They have green tea. Yeah, you can't be out here being a Maywhack. That's the Japanish word for being a nuisance, by the way.
Maywhack. A nuisance, bother, or annoyance. ぶっ殺すよ、お前もめちゃくちゃ Maywhack だよ。
Let's see here. I'm kind of tempted to try the marinated mackerel. What do you think? はい。ならマグロ一つと卵一つ、サーモンも一つお願いします。
すいません、ちょっと遅くなっちゃ
う。すいません。サーモンハラス一つとマグロの大トロ一つお願いします。
あと赤身だけ、マグロだけ。
あ、はい。なら普通のマグロももう一枚お願いします。
マグロしかない。
はい。
いいマグロで。
全然大丈夫です。
はい。
ありがとうございます。
はい。
ありがとうございます。All right, first piece. First of all, if you take a look, you can see that the rice actually has like a vinegar thing on it. So it looks like the rice is done properly, and that does not look like nearly enough wasabi to choke yourself on. So, also pro tip, what you want to do, especially if you want to be pretentious and make fun of other people who don't know this is how you eat sushi, is you dip the fish into the shoyu and then place it back on the sushi. All right, this is the correct way. By doing it the correct way, you can make fun of other people for not doing it the correct way, which really is the best reason to be doing anything correct. I'm not gonna lie, one thing I was pretty suspicious of with places that have friendlier pricing is that the size of the fish tends to be like really thin or really small. But but if you take a look at these pieces, these are like reasonably robust. Like that's a decent thickness. You know what I mean?
Don't touch your food like that.
And even the seared salmon, It's got a nice sear on it. Decent, healthy sized piece. All right, let's go in for the tuna. Again, not bad. A lot of the reviews that I also saw said that the fish was like dry. No, these taste fresh. Try the seared salmon.
Good.
I gotta say, there is kind of a general tenseness in the air that is palatable. So I get what some of the other reviewers are saying with like the vibe might seem a little unfriendly to some extent, but I thought the chef was like kind of bantery, and maybe some people could see that as rude, but I feel like he was just kind of having fun. I feel like unless I get, he even said sorry to that guy when it was full. It wasn't like he was rude or curt with him. So unless I wake up tomorrow with a foreign entity growing inside me, it's not going to be that hard to write a 5-star review here.
Once we finished what we ordered, we got up to pay. Unfortunately, we got there pretty close to closing time, so we couldn't order that much food, and it totaled to be only a little over 1,100 yen.
All right, I mean,
If you look at the bill, it was 1,133 yen, which is not bad.
well, so far none of the reviews for this place have held up, so I'm looking to be cautiously optimistic. Time to go on to the next place. Okay, I feel kind of ridiculous walking like this. All right, let's go. Kapow. And now we are headed to the next location, which is in Shibuya of all places. And the reviews scare me. Not because of the possibility of food poisoning, although that is a concern. It's really more that the reviews constantly gripe about how exorbitantly expensive this place is. Now, food poisoning, I may be able to recover from. A 10,000 yen meal? I don't know, man. You're gonna have to check it with my accountant, and it's not gonna look good. Best you can do to support me in this endeavor is subscribe. Yeah, and also, see this shirt? Yeah, I'll put it right here, the shirt. Buy it, because then I can pay for sushi. You know, there's often pigeons kind of hanging around here on my way to the station, but I've never seen them congregate quite like this. They're not on the move, they're just basking in the sun. What's on your mind, pigeon? We are now in Shibuya with the sun up, actually, which is not common for most of my videos. We're actually also in the wrong place. The restaurant's in Omotesando. I made a mistake, so now we gotta walk. So let's do that. Let's go, come on.
We've now arrived at Heiroku Sushi. Now, we are in a really expensive area, Omotesando. Just on the walk here, I saw a lot of places that just, even looking in its direction, would leave me in financial ruin. You know, your Pradas, your Fendis, your Louis Vuittons. Although a lot of reviews said that this place was really expensive, it was really more a pinpoint on like the financial, just predatory business practices. Apparently, a lot of the stuff on the menu is actually quite cheap, but the service is really slow, so you're kind of forced to take stuff off the conveyor belt, and the stuff on the conveyor belt is like very expensive. We're talking over 1,500 yen a plate. All right, now let's take a look at some of these like specific reviews. Nicholas says, first entering the restaurant, an intensely strong, non-aromatic, fishy smell impregnated my nostrils. Definitely a tourist trap. Prices are exorbitant, with a plate of sushi costing around 12.90 yen. The tempura was below room temperature. The karage was even worse. In parentheses, he wrote, not exaggerating. We ordered 9 plates, and it totaled to be over 8,000 yen. 8,000 yen in Tokyo is typically like 8 meals if you're eating even at like good places. Stephanie says, service was adequate, but the food was not fresh. While eating, I saw a cockroach walking on the table. The waiting staff were Japanese, but the sushi masters were all non-Japanese. It was extremely difficult to get the sushi master's attention. What's with the master, man? The chef. Would you call a chef at a steakhouse like the steak master? See how ridiculous that sounds when you're talking about anything that's not Japanese? Ansel says, in a city with nearly limitless culinary options, why settle for anything less? If you eat at Heidoka Sushi, you are settling for less. In fact, you're settling for almost the worst. If Tokyo's gastronomy was a barrel, Heidoka Sushi would be the blackened dregs layering its sides. 5 words. Don't even think about it. Very vivid imagery. I like the metaphor. Keep up the good work, local guide. Nana says, low quality sushi. Stay away from the brown topping rolls unless you like the taste of sweaty horse. Sweaty horse. I understand maybe sweaty socks or sweaty dogs, but sweaty horse? Where do you encounter sweaty horse?
Maybe she's a horse girl.
Satsuki says, this is a famous traveler's trap. Terrible, terrible sushi. I would give it -, stars if I could. I've been here multiple times, every time wishing that it improved its standards, but it disappoints me to no end every single time. My question for Satsuki though is, why are you coming back? Like okay, maybe twice, right? You go there once, have a bad experience, you go there again, give it a fair shot. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me 2, 3, 4, 5+ times, you're just making bad decisions.
Yeah, I mean, looking at the menu, it's not crazy. It's a bit more on the expensive end, like $280 for a salmon. But we'll have to see if the stuff on the conveyor belt is really expensive and if it's not very transparent. But let's see. All right, the first thing I noticed after being sat down, a lot of these reviewers, either something's changed because of the complaints or they can't read, because you could clearly see the legend right here. Like this white plate right here is 890 yen. This blue plate is 220 yen.
And it's also behind you too.
Oh, yeah, and it's on the wall. So what's going on? I don't know, if this might be a tourist trap, but if you're getting trapped, you might just be kind of a dumb tourist. The other complaint that may be a little bit valid though is the moment we walked in, we got seated where we are now, and then just right behind us, these people started complaining to the staff because they've apparently been waiting for like 20 minutes for a seat, and it was a party of 2, and they just sat us right in front of them. And the waiter didn't even seem that apologetic. He was just kind of like, oh yeah, whoops, my bad, we'll get you the next seat. In a lot of sushi places, you basically just have to write down what you want on this thingy and hand it to them. With here, there's a little number associated with each of the different orders, so you just write down the number. Here you write down the amount of plates you want and whether or not you want wasabi, which of course, I would like some wasabi. Oh God, I'm never gonna financially recover from this.
Oh, didn't they say something about tempura?
Oh yeah.
But it's black plate.
It's a black plate? No, but it's this, oh wait, no, it is this one.
Yeah.
I'm starting to see a little bit more of the predatory practices here. This seared red shrimp, it may have been this one, but point being is it's 580 or 480 as the default. And the only difference between this and there was one plate on the belt was that there was a little bit of salmon roe on it and it was on a black plate, which is 1,200 yen. That's kind of sus. I can't imagine it's easy to harvest eggs out of a living creature, but surely it can't be 700 yen worth of labor. Not to mention the 1,200 yen tempura is crazy. That's crazy. Also, I'm a little bit intimidated. The chef is right in front of me and I don't know if he speaks English, so I really hope he doesn't hear me talking shit. All right, our first piece has arrived, and the salmon Looks pretty good. This is a good looking salmon. Let's do a little dippy. See what this is all about. Surprisingly, the fish is actually the strong point here. Sushi rice is supposed to have this like kind of vinegary flavor to it. And it's there a little bit, but the rice doesn't have as much of that vinegary flavor as I'm kind of used to. I know Isla's filming, by the way. She is like, this motherfucker is about to eat another piece. I'm JK and it's going to you. Okay, this sushi, on the other hand, is looking pretty sad. See, this is like a proper piece. Look at that. It's got some girth to it. What happened here? This piece of fish is fighting for survival. We just watched The Matrix yesterday. You know in The Matrix, like the clothes that people are wearing in the real world in the Nebuchadnezzar? It's like these like tattered rags. But form is whatever if it tastes good. The texture of that one is a bit off. It like disintegrates too easily. Feels like it may have been frozen. All right, now maguro, tuna, is the staple of any sushi place. You got bad maguro, you're in trouble. So the strength of a sushi restaurant can be based entirely off the quality of their tuna. A lot riding on this. Still has that slightly strange texture that usually comes from fish being frozen. It like, see how it like just falls apart a little bit too easily?
Stop playing.
I'm just saying, I'm demonstrating. All right, now it's time for the Isla review.
I get this every sushi place that I go to, and it's a make or break for me.
So this is your tuna roll.
Yeah, but let's see. Okay, I get what you mean with texture. I like left my mouth too quick. Like as soon as I bit into it, this like the fish disintegrated, but then the rice stayed. Like it feels like there's so much more rice than the fish. The onion's crunchy. The mayonnaise is very smooth.
Okay, the mayonnaise comes out of a bottle, man. How do you fuck that up? All right, another one. This one's the seared salmon. Very nice sear. Still raw on the other side, which is exactly what you want. You just want the sear for like the little bit of flavor and texture contrast. Perfectly serviceable. Why are you holding your hands out?
If you drop it, I can catch it.
It kind of, for a second, it looked like you had a mustache because of the salmon was like here. You also got some soy sauce on your chin.
Did you have to film that?
You versus the guy she told you not to worry about. The group behind us just went to pay and they seem kind of confused. He pointed at the price and went, "Is this correct?" So we may be seeing some victims. Perhaps another one-star review in the making. Although they clearly enjoyed the food. He ordered like fucking 15 plates. Kiwi? All right, we have concluded our meal and we're gonna double check how much everything is and see if they screwed up. I'm not pointing any fingers. I'm not suggesting that there's intentional, but you know, it's good to trust but verify. 150. So it should be 2730. NANI?! Honestly, of all the places that I've been to for this one-star series, other than the very first ramen shop that I went to, this was what I was most concerned about. On Google, you can kind of list the amount you could expect to spend at a restaurant on the review. And every single one that I looked at was anywhere between like 8,000 to 15,000 yen. For a brief moment, I thought they were trying to fuck us because it came out as 3,003 yen, but I looked closely at the menu, and actually the plate prices didn't include tax. And if you just looked underneath it in parentheses, it said like with tax, it's X, Y, and Z. Anyway, now that I've had my belly moderately filled, I think we have enough information to leave our review. All right, we are now headed towards the final location. So far, we've looked at reviews regarding bad business practices, price, just overall quality. This next sushi restaurant, one of the main criticisms is its cleanliness. I've seen multiple reviews about food poisoning. Now, this is particularly concerning because sushi already offers the potential of unwanted organisms. That, mixed with an uncleanly environment, could be a recipe for disaster. So fingers crossed that I don't evacuate my bowels involuntarily after this meal. We've arrived in Shinjuku. The sushi restaurant is just a short 5-minute walk away from here. And we are now standing in front of the famous Shinjuku cat. You know, I always see tourists here taking a video of this cat, and I always scoffed at them.
And you're one of them.
And now I'm one of them. All right, we've now arrived. We're in front of Kaiten Sushi Hibari, and it's located in Kabukicho in Shinjuku. This area is like really famous for having a lot of like girls and boys bars. It's basically like a bar where you go inside and pay an hourly fee just to have someone pretend to like you. So if you're really lonely, then might be the place to be. But today, that is not what we're here for. Let's take a look at some of these reviews. Dairin says, first of all, the restaurant smelled bad. It's a sushi restaurant, so it wouldn't be a problem if it was just a fishy smell. But it smelled like bleach, disinfectant, and air refreshener, which gave me a headache. Ooh, that smells so good, man. I'm pretty sensitive to smells. The ingredients themselves weren't too bad, but the spring onions used as a condiment smelled like natto. So I got the feeling that the kitchen wasn't very tidy and that the staff were touching it with their hands while making natto rolls. Yeah, cross-contamination I think is a big problem in Japan, actually. I used to work in a ramen restaurant, and I mean, people wash their hands, but most of the ingredients are picked with your hands, especially with stuff like sushi. And people don't wash their hands between touching ingredients. It's a good thing that most Japanese people aren't allergic to ingredients in general, other than maybe lactose intolerance. Slum Yama says, after I ordered, it took 12 minutes for the first sushi to arrive in the express lane. This is way too long. And it took about 25 minutes for all 5 plates of my first order to arrive. What's with these wait times? Is there only one person cooking the sushi? First of all, you don't cook sushi. But yeah, 25 minutes for 5 plates is kind of ridiculous. It's currently about 2 p.m. and all I've eaten today is a onigiri, so I'm actually quite hungry. This guy says, the sushi in the photo is completely different from the actual sushi, and I kept getting sushi that I didn't order. It was past midnight, but there were girls who looked underage chatting around. How is this a knock on the restaurant? What? Are you expecting the restaurant to like enforce curfew? Literally 1984. All right, well that's it for the reviews. So I guess points of contention are really slow, possibly cross-contamination, and inaccurate marketing. Now with that in mind, let's go inside and see if these criticisms hold water. Restroom use is strictly for customers only. Who the hell's going into sushi restaurants to take a piss? Is this like a Kabukicho problem? All right, upon first impressions, I do get that like slightly bleachy smell, but it's not like overpowering. We got front row seats, so we get to see the sushi being made live. As we walked in, I immediately noticed that the chef is very jovial and friendly. He has a big smile on his face. He greeted us as we walked in. He seems like an upbeat, energetic guy, which is nice to see because a lot of sushi chefs just look dejected and generally kind of pissed off. Like I think, you ever heard of the term like resting bitch face? There should, in Japan it should be called like resting sushi chef face. And every single time you order, they just looked annoyed. But I feel like when I order with this guy, he's gonna be like, hell yeah, bro, fucking salmon, let's go. But let's see.
はい、サーモン一つと
焼きサーモン1つ。
わさび大丈夫ですか？
はい、お願いします。と、卵。
卵。はい。
そしてマグロ3つの種類のセットでお願いします。Alright, let's see how long it takes. We're gonna put on a stopwatch for the duration that we're here. And we're gonna see what the average wait time for each plate is.
はい。サーモンとか。
ありがとうございます。Okay, so that was 13 seconds for 2 plates, so the wait time criticism is really not holding up right now.
はいよ。マグロ3種。
ありがとうございます。
ありがとうございます。Alright, so far we have 3 plates, and it has been a healthy minute 10 seconds. But wait time, schmate time. What about flavor?
はい、卵。はい。
ありがとうございます。Now, one of the criticisms was that they didn't quite look like how it did in the photos, but
They look better. Like this and this.
yeah, like the color is not quite the same. Obviously, it looks a little bit brighter here, so maybe they put up the digital vibrance or something like this. But this doesn't like look bad in any effect. Maybe a lot of the people that were criticizing it were ordering it off the tablets, and maybe the tablet photos are a bit different. First, let's try the salmon. Itadakimasu. Quality of fish is not bad. This sushi place also has that thing where the rice could definitely use a little bit more vinegar. But typically, you want the rice to actually carry a good amount of the flavor. Because sushi fundamentally is like a very simple dish, right? We're talking 2, maybe 3 ingredients. Perfect amount of wasabi. So that was the salmon. This right here is the assorted tuna dish. It comes with just the standard tuna. Chutoro, which is like medium fatty, and otoro, which is like the maximum fatty. The more fatty the piece, the more expensive. So let's go in order here. Also, if you look, really nice piece. Like this is a solid amount of tuna. Alright, next piece. Another nice thick piece. This, if anything, so far of all the sushi places we've been to, has been the most generous with the fish portions. Like this is thick. This is a huge piece for sushi. I thought this place was a little bit more on the expensive side, but if they're just a little bit more expensive and they give you twice as much fish, the cost performance is actually really good. Wow. Again, no complaints. I'm also really liking the look of this one. Look at how marbled that looks. Yeah, just look at the fat marbling in there. Also, it's kind of funny. I don't know if the microphone is picking this up, but they're playing like mid to late 90s rap music, which I think is hilarious. I actually go to a pharmacy in Shinjuku because they're the only ones that have the medication that I'm prescribed to. And that pharmacy also plays exclusively like 90s rap. So it might just be something to do with this area that makes rap really popular. Or the sushi chef and the pharmacist are just like fucking jamming to Biggie, which less likely, but would make me really happy. That was probably the best single piece of sushi I've had in any of the 3 restaurants. All right. I mean, I've only eaten 2 plates so far, but this is looking pretty good. Honestly, guys, I feel like we've already debunked every negative review, and we've been here not 8 minutes. So I think I'm just gonna enjoy the rest of my meal. All right, we also ordered the otoro salmon, and again, look at the size of this piece. If this sushi was in like a MMA weight class, this would be heavyweight. I can't even douse all of this. All right, let's see. Exquisite.
We were really enjoying our meal, so the plates just kept stacking up. We had a short conversation with the chef about how much we liked our meal, which unfortunately I didn't have the camera turned on for. But I did manage to catch why he cuts the fish so big.
応答サーモンなんかわざわざでかくしてるんですよ。一つのものなんで、やっぱりちっちゃく切るよりは大きく食べて切ってお客さんに喜んでもらいます。
喜んでいます。ありがとうございます。
そういう感じでやってます僕は。
お会計お願いします。ありがとう、ごちそうさまでした。
はい、カードお願いします。ありがとうございます。ごちそうさまでした。ありがとうございます。All right, the best place we've been to thus far of the 3 places. I can honestly say I kind of recommend the place.
Kinda. I could definitely recommend this place.
Yeah. That concludes our visit to our last restaurant, and I certainly have enough information to leave my 5-star review. All right, well, thank you very much for watching. That was all the sushi places. And please subscribe to all that good stuff and buy a shirt. It's in the description. Happy Oni shirt. Buy the shirt. Peace.